Have you ever wondered how a simple video website like YouTube could turn someone like this into this?
What the f are you looking at?
Let me explain. When Jack was a little boy, he starved for attention. He wanted to be loved, appraised, admired. A beloved YouTube aroused his interest, as it seemed to be a creative platform for pure-hearted individuals where they could express themselves artistically. People were experimenting with content of many sorts, but mostly it was gaming videos and skits. So the little boy decided to become a Minecraft YouTuber. He wanted to become famous and get the attention that was constantly missed in his life. But as Jack grew older, things started to change. He hit puberty, lots of things were on his mind, and Minecraft looked like a childish waste of time. Jack expanded his creativity and started doing lifestyle and anime videos. He wasn't that successful, as his life was pretty boring at that time. He didn't have money to make funny and entertaining videos like Mr. Beast. In most cases, his ADHD didn't let him say Logan Paul 100,000 times in a row. So Jack lost interest and went full-time on anime videos. This was the first so-called success, as he hit pretty big, though the channel didn't reach even 1,000 subs. By that time, puberty hit Jack and went harder. He fell in love for the first time in his life. Long story short, like any other first love, it was painful, heartbreaking, and Jack didn't give a shit about YouTube, videos, or anything else. From an innocent, gullible, childish anime guy, he turned into a cheesy, emotional, melancholic, nihilistic man who started to approach content creation as art, give it more value, hidden meaning, and sacredness. All those feelings were a great source of inspiration for him. This was Jack's artistic birth. Jack became more acknowledged of his creativity and all the possible things he could do with it. Chapter 2: YouTube Automation Business. As Jack grew older, his life focus started to change. Materialistic things became more prior than spiritual ones. For a college dropout like him, there wasn't an easy path to follow. He had to pay the bills, buy clothes, simply eat and drink. What kind of job do you think would suit Jack's both rebellious creative persona and inability to focus? Call center? Janitor? Delivery guy? No, it's analytics. Funny, right? However, living a regular 9-to-5 like an average person wasn't appealing, and Jack felt depressed. It didn't match his expectations. Simply following his passion and playing a long game wasn't for him. Jack wanted to skyrocket, to succeed in a very short time. He needed everything all at once to sit back and enjoy life following his passion without any worries about unpaid bills, ragged clothes, and stuff. And Jack began his research. He spent hours watching all those motivation and online business gurus, and finally, he discovered YouTube automation business. In other words, making consumer-oriented content without showing your face. Usually it's something plain, something easy to do. I wouldn't call it a video creation, as it's mainly manufacturing videos. At first, Jack really enjoyed the process of making all these videos. He was motivated by money, by the lifestyle he could have had. He had this illusion of joy and the necessity of making all those videos, like it was the only path in life. The so-called millionaire mindset, but with each video, unstoppable feelings of frustration, despair, misery, and depression kept growing in Jack. He couldn't get any satisfaction from YouTube. It was a never-ending torture that he put himself into. He wasn't getting any profitable results, and it was killing him. But Jack couldn't stop, as though he needed just this one last video to take off. But it only took him down. He felt insignificant. His existence was insignificant, pointless. He had constant emotional breakdowns on a daily basis. He was always pushing himself to the limit. And one day, Jack got so tired that he decided to quit. And he was so mentally and emotionally drained that there was nothing to feel. There was an absolute void inside. Chapter 3: Alcohol. It'd been a while since Jack quit YouTube. He realized that apart from his job, making videos had been the only thing he did. How would you feel when there is a certain activity that occupies all of your free time and suddenly disappears? It might be overwhelming to have so much free time. You start to fill it up with video games, parties, and in Jack's case, alcohol. YouTube and making videos were the only things he really loved. But this love turned into an abusive relationship with elements of masochism. Boredom and lack of purpose were killing him, and the only peace he could find was at the bottom of a bottle. So Jack drank and drank and drank and drank and drank. I think many of you know that alcohol is one of the strongest depressants. There is always a price you have to pay after another wild drunk trip. You feel dizzy, weak, and depressed. Jack literally traps himself in this drunk craze. He feels bored, he drinks alcohol, he feels happy, then he feels bored and depressed again and again. Jack was an addict, or I would say sick. And to cure any disease properly, you had to identify the cause of it. You may think that it was boredom, depression, or Jack's failures with YouTube, but I think it was Jack himself. He was so confused, overloaded, and under a constant pressure of his own beliefs that he wasn't able to hear the only voice an artist needs to hear: his own creativity, the desire to create, to act, to write scripts, to improvise, to shoot and edit not a video, but a short movie. That is what Jack really wanted. But instead he made dozens of useless, senseless, crappy videos for gigs and kids to make some easy cash that he eventually failed to make. So the moral of the story is simple. Sometimes it's better to quit. Be honest with yourself and don't feel any guilt for it. Because if you quit, it's not the end of your life. It's just a new chapter. It doesn't mean that you failed. Or do you think it would be better to carry on doing the same fucking thing you're sick of? Or maybe going to a psychiatrist therapy once a week along with having an existential crisis in your 20s? Hey, slow down. You're not a fucking racehorse. Nobody bet on you except for yourself. So the main question is, did all of it worth it? Well, yes, it did. Because Jack finally started to feel the same joy and excitement from making a simple video.